Good evening, good morning, whatever time of day it is for you. Welcome to this thing that I am doing called Thor's Entertainment. Again, my name is Thor, and I am going to be your host for this video today. Picking up where we left off, we are going to be doing side missions in Batman Arkham Knight. We already did one, and that was Heir to the Cowl. Now it's time to move on to a new one. There were a lot to choose from, but I decided to go with Gotham on Fire. I was not sure which one I should choose after Heir to the Cowl, but after that side mission video, I ultimately landed on this one, just because this side mission is made available to the player at the exact same time as Heir to the Cowl. You may or may not recall, but in the main story, Alfred eventually tells us that the fire department building is on fire and that we should go check it out. You may also recall that there is a separate side mission where you are looking for missing firefighters. It probably will not shock you to find out that these two side missions, despite being separate, are linked. So after this video, I'll do the missing firefighter side mission video next, just to keep these stories close together and make the progression of the side missions as thematically appropriate as possible. Stay tuned to figure out why the fire station is on fire and how this is linked to the missing firefighters. Enough build up, we should be approaching the fire station now.
I appreciate your busy back.
Power to the fire suppression system has been cut. I need to get it back online to get the blaze under control.
Are the most intellectually engaging. So get thee to the train yard.
Firefly.
You beat me once, but that's a long time ago.
Mystery solved. Firefly set the fire station on fire. That is a lot of fire for one sentence. Anyway, excellent detective work, Batman. Never could have figured that one out. Anyway, Firefly alluded that there was already a history between himself and Batman. This is actually a reference to the Batman Arkham Origins game, and that game is canonically the first in the series. In that game, Firefly is one of many villains that are hunting down Batman for a shot at a huge bounty. Firefly stands out as one of the best boss battles in that game. He attacks one of the main bridges in Gotham, and it takes a considerable amount of effort to beat him in that game. It requires Batman to team up with Jim Gordon and the GCPD for the first time. Prior to that point, the police were trying to arrest Batman rather than them working together. That story is based really early in Batman's crime-fighting career, after all. We will put a pause on that conversation for now, though. Firefly is almost out of fuel, and we will take a break until we see him again.
I can't be stopped. Tonight, this stinking city will be purified by flames.
You know, sir, I believe we've met that charming pyromaniac before.
Firefly.
It seems Scarecrow made everyone aware that Gotham would be defenseless tonight.
He's dangerous, Alfred. Keep watch for more fires. The fire will burn out of control unless I power up the fire suppression system. The Cauldron fire station is burning. Firefly wants my attention. He's got it.
You rue the day, Master Bruce.
You're going back to jail, Linz.
Scarecrow promised me Gotham. Tinder for my flame.
I mentioned Firefly was one of the best boss fights in Arkham Origins earlier. Let me give a description of what that fight was actually like. To set the scene, Firefly attacks the bridge, blowing up huge segments of it, blowing up cars that are abandoned all along the bridge, attacks the police, and he also takes down a helicopter. The whole bridge is somewhat destroyed and fiery, and it's just a nightmare. And it's a nightmare that you have to navigate through just to reach Firefly.
This is revenge for leaving me on that bridge, Batman!
Once you get through the falling apart bridge, they begin to fight, and that fight starts with you taking cover and trying to evade flamethrower attacks. You get a few battering hits here and there where you can, but that's only doing a small amount of damage. Eventually, if you keep at it, you stun Firefly. Whenever he's stunned, you use the bat claw to grab him, and you slowly reel him in while he tries to escape on his jetpack, and once he's close enough, you hit him with a much heavier attack. You continue the hit and run tactic until he's at about half health, and that's when you begin damaging his jetpack. Once he starts taking that much damage though, Firefly gets really pissed and decides he's just going to blow up the entire bridge.
You can't stop me, Batman! Gotham will be ashes by dawn!
Another run-in with Firefly, sir.
Just like the last time. He's attacking fire stations.
Perhaps he takes their work personally, sir.
Keep tabs on the other stations, Alfred. Let me know when he strikes. Firefly's targeting the city's fire stations. Find the smoke and I'll find him.
Batman, come on, let's get over there!
Power to the fire. Suppression system has been cut. I need to get it back on.
Still playing with fire, Batman?
It's over, Firefly.
Never. Gotham burns, then you burn with it!
Alright, now that we have caught up to Firefly, where did I leave off before? Oh yeah, right. Okay, so back in Arkham Origins, about halfway through the Firefly fight, he tries to blow up the entire bridge because he has other bombs rigged at major points around the bridge. So yeah, Firefly was going to be a very sore loser. Fortunately, it didn't really work out that way. Luckily for you, the GCPD come through and managed to disable those big bombs. With the bridge suddenly less likely to fall apart, you can continue your fight with Firefly. Or at the very least, it's not over. Since the fight is not over, Firefly begins throwing more explosives than Batman is ready to deal with, and you are forced to retreat. And while you are running away to a new point in the bridge, Batman must navigate through the devastation and unstable bridge again. While you're trying to reach a good point to continue fighting the enemy, it gets a lot more difficult than it was the first time around whenever you're trying to get through all the wreckage. That's because Firefly is following you. The entire time you're trying to run away, he's trying to catch you on fire, or trying to catch your path on fire. After enough running, you're able to hit a point where you're able to fight back. And you continue the same tactics as before. Hit and run. Get the damage in where you can, bat claw him in, hit him hard. Once you hurt Firefly and damage the jetpack enough, you break out the bat claw one more time. With a lack of options, you bat claw him, and you hold on as he tries to fly away. You then start to fight him in mid-air until eventually you both crash, destroying the jetpack in the process. Once disarmed and no longer able to fly away, the GCPD get to come in and apprehend Firefly. It is an excellent fight, taking many of Batman's tools to win, and the setting for the fight is excellent. So yeah, I am happy to see Firefly return in Batman Arkham Knight, but this boss fight is much simpler than it was in Arkham Origins, and it just kind of pales in comparison. Still, it is good to see him again since it's the only other appearance that he has in the series, and I do think Firefly is a welcome addition. I realize I've mostly talked about the old boss fight for Firefly back in Arkham Origins a lot more than I have this Batman Arkham Knight version of the Firefly fight. That's mostly because the Firefly fight in Batman Arkham Knight is a really repetitive and not as satisfying experience. To find him, you have to look for the fire stations that are on fire. You get the fire put out every single time, and every single time he flies out of the building ready to go again. You then have to go chase after him as he tries to fly away, and whenever you get close enough, or more accurately, I guess, whenever he starts to run out of fuel and slow down, and then you get close enough, you eject yourself from the Batmobile, you tackle him, you beat him up a few times, and then eventually on the final...
No! Gotham must burn!
Lock him up.
No!
Batman. On your feet, Lynn.
You will burn for this. All of you!
Been wanting to add this to the collection for a while. Keep kicking ass out there, Batman.
So yeah, when compared to the amount of tactics that you had to throw into the Arkham Origins fight, as well as the amazing bridge falling apart scene, reducing the new Firefly tactics to just following him around in the Batmobile until he effectively just runs out of fuel is not as exciting. It's not exactly bad or anything, there's far worse side missions out there, but when you compare the two, it's just kind of sad that he fell this far. Alright, we have Firefly put away at this point. Not a whole lot to say here, there's not a great deal of story significance to Firefly. He doesn't have any amazing, unique motivations, but hey, that's okay. Not everyone has to be super complex. Sometimes you can just have these really simple, maniacal villain types. Firefly knows exactly who he is. He likes fire. Occasionally, he likes money, like in Batman Arkham Origins. He's not a complicated guy, and he's alright with that. I'm alright with that. Firefly burns bright, and that's okay with me. I wish this fight was more like the Arkham Origins fight. I've already made that super duper clear. But hey, Batman Arkham Knight, not too bad. Of all the Batmobile things we've already done and still have to do in this game, this one's by no means the worst. So yeah, thank you Firefly for making it interesting, and we are on to the next one. Everybody, take care, it's been fun, and I'll see you in the next video.